Yeah, Chris, I got some news in the last hour that I think dads like you and moms like Cynthia are absolutely going to love. Here's what the YMCA told me. They have confirmed that some of their summer programming for kiddos all across North Texas is going to happen. Now, it's going to look a little different. Dallas plans on starting with 13 of the normally 22 day camps that it runs. And in the Fort Worth area, they're saying they don't have an exact number of exactly how many camps will happen, but they confirmed for me this afternoon some of the summer programming will go on. There's more good news from YMCA's across the Metroplex. Some branches are going to be opening up in the next couple of weeks. Let's quickly get you through a couple of lists here. In Dallas on June 1st, these branches will open at 25% capacity. Frisco, Chilton and Rockwall, Moody, Park South, Plano, Simonis, and White Rock. That same day, June 1st in Fort Worth, here's what opens there at 25% capacity. The airport area YMCA, Amon Carter downtown, Benbrook, Joshua, North Park, Northwest, Ryan, William McDonald. Now the Hood County YMCA is opening earlier, May 22nd. Other locations will be opening in the weeks and months to follow. So what's it going to look like to work out in the Y? All locker rooms will be closed. You'll have to make a reservation for a group class because they're going to be smaller. Equipment will be spaced out. Staff will wear masks. They want members to wear masks too. Let's get back to summer camps now because I know that's a biggie. Here's the president and CEO of the Dallas Y.
We had hundreds of people who had signed up for camp prior to this, day camp and resident camp. We have reached out to them in the last week to find out what percentage of them are coming back. It's in the 60 to 70% range for those who signed up. As we get closer, we'll see. We're hopeful that those numbers will come in. But as people go back to work, they need to have someplace safe for their kids.
And the Y has traditionally been a place for people to send their kids. Now, YMCA's all across North Texas have furloughed staff as they had to deal with closures, but as they begin to reopen branches and those summer camps start to get back in session, they will begin bringing some of their staff members back. Now, we are being told that Governor Greg Abbott is expected to lay out some guidelines for summer camps in the coming days. And so once the YMCA gets information from the state, they'll have a better idea on exactly what summer programming will look like. But Chris, I have a feeling that a lot of people across the North Texas Metroplex just said, yes, the summer camps are going to happen in some form or fashion.
Oh, you got it right, Teresa. And I think it seems like week by week, things are getting just a little bit clearer.